what the heck is up? Welcome back to my channel and to another freaking video. If you are new here, my name is Brittany. I have been on my GLP1 journey since the very last couple days of January 2023. Started with semaglutide and transitioned over to tirzepatide. I know people say I say it wrong. It's fine, it's fine. 10 months ago, obviously, because you're clicking on my 10-month tirzepatide update. So I've been on tirzepatide now for 10 months, which is absolutely crazy to me. And I love to share my journey just because I feel like the GLP1 community, it's nice to have people to relate to. I love watching content. I love seeing people's journeys, and I just appreciate all the support on mine as well. So just here to kind of update you guys. I actually had a really good month on the scale for month 10, which is awesome. But before we get into that, I always like to shout out my telehealth provider. I am not required to do it. I just think that they are the absolute best, and it is MinuteMD. They are linked in my bio always. I say bio because on TikTok it's my bio. They're linked in my description below if you want to check them out. If you are a follower of all of my updates, you can probably quote this part for me because I say it every single time. One of my favorite things about MinuteMD, outside of just phenomenal customer service from my experience, as well as just being super cost effective, is they require blood work. They pay for the labs, and that is just so important to me because I feel like with telehealth providers and GLP-1 medications, people just hand it out like candy. I think I mentioned this in a video once. I saw like a poster sign, like a Walmart Walgreens, like just, you know, the school posters that said like, call for GLP-1s on the side of the freeway, and I was like, no. So I really appreciate that this service requires blood work because obviously weight loss is the goal with this medication, but being healthy is most important, and sometimes these medications aren't going to work well with your body. So the blood work is so important, and I have been with MinuteMD for over a year, so they actually required blood work at the year point as well. Like, hey, it's been a year, we got to check on you. So I could not rave about them enough. I could sit and just talk about them for 10 minutes, but I will not do that to you guys because I know you're here for my month 10 on tirzepatide. I also mention this in all of my videos. I literally know each week what I'm going through and my thoughts and all of that to share, because obviously a month is a lot of stuff to remember. So if you see me looking down, it's my phone, and if I say or am repetitive, I'm just reading. I'm reading. So I actually, I guess this is true. It's been a month since I filmed. I didn't document anything for month 9. I know I mentioned that. For month 8, I just needed to take a break because I've been documenting my journey here on YouTube, but also on TikTok for literally almost 2 years. And sometimes I just start to feel a pressure of like, if maybe I didn't lose enough weight or my updates are boring, that I'm not doing something right. And I'm like, Britt, this is a weight loss journey. Document your life. And there's no pressure. And so I needed month 9 to just like reset, and I had a lot of personal stuff go on. So no month 9 update. I totally forgot I took a break. So month 10. Week 1, I didn't really feel anything, which is crazy because if you were paying attention, I think month 8, I could be wrong. Month 8 or 9, I had terrible side effects. Plot twist, I am dying this week, and that's just showing you the difference between even a couple weeks. Like, a month ago, I felt no side effects. 2 months ago, I was dying. Now I'm dying again. So I felt nothing, which was crazy to me. The medicine came from a new pharmacy, and I was debating talking about this because this was something that, like, just an honest mistake on my end. When it came from the new pharmacy, I loved everything. I loved how it came. I loved the instructions that they gave me. I loved everything. However, because I had not requested a new dose, I did not look at, or like to change my dose, I did not look at the bottle. I just was like, oh, like they were bigger bottles, but I didn't look at the dosage. I just figured it would continue on, and that was my mistake because it's a new pharmacy. I should have assumed like, hey, let's look and see what this looks like in comparison to our old one. The concentration was a little bit stronger, and so I accidentally had upped my dose. I don't even know to what. I don't know to what. I was not at max dose, and I know I have some people that like hound me on dosages. I don't know. It's not important. I just know in the first week or 2, my dose was higher than it traditionally was supposed to be. So that's just a mistake on my end. Read instructions. Everything is okay. I've adjusted back down since, but I'm here to be transparent. Sometimes we mess up. So read your bottles. Even if you think it's good, just read your bottles. My medicine came from a new pharmacy. I thought that was exciting. And again, it came in like this little, it was so cool. And they gave us bigger bottle. I loved the new pharmacy. I loved all the instructions. It was my bad for not reading them. Whatever. So week 2, this was gonna be the second week on the accidental higher dose. I injected into my leg, and I was maintaining after a week going to Vegas. If you keep up with my personal life, I went to Las Vegas the week of Halloween, and I went to a Chiefs game, which was so fun. I got to go on the field and it was the best. So obviously I lived that up. I ate a ton of chicken tenders and that was that. So when I came home, second week of the accidental higher dose, was balancing out from my trip to Vegas. I always like, it's so interesting on planes because I've flown twice in the last month. It's like, even if I'm not going crazy on my macros and everything, whatever, I can gain up to like 7 pounds in a day or two because of being on airplanes, and then it balances out within a couple days. But that is always the craziest thing to me, how like flying instead of driving just naturally makes my body hold on to more water for a couple days. So I always give myself a moment once I'm back from trips to, again, balance everything out. I could fully feel the injection on Tuesday, likely because it was my second week in a row doing a dose that was a bit of an increase in what I was used to. Super nauseous. The thought of food made me just also want to throw up. I do always eat when I'm feeling that way. So a lot of the times though, maybe it's like a protein shake or a soup versus like a sandwich, because hitting my macros no matter what is what's important to me. And so I made sure to eat. As I mentioned, I lost a pound, 1.2 pounds this week, just in time for another vacation, which is also a trend for me. I always hit a big new weigh-in low right before I go on a trip. So then I flew to the Florida Keys for one of my best friend's weddings, which there'll be a vlog for that coming next week. I just wanted to get this out first for you guys. And so I was down, which is exciting because I couldn't even tell you the last time I lost like a 1.2 pounds in a week. And then I went on vacation. So week 3, I came back from vacation on that Tuesday. It was on Veterans Day. So I came back on the Tuesday, and of course, right when I got back, started my cycle. Again, certain things that I've talked about with the weight loss and just tracking it and documenting it is just noticing like the patterns in your body on top of flying. And also that time of the week, I just knew, again, give my body a couple days to reset and get into like its normal routine again. So I did that. I took the shot Wednesday instead of Monday because obviously I was on a trip. So yeah, obviously adjusting my dose because of my mistake, on top of the girl time, on top of a injection day that wasn't normal for my body. It was just an off week for me, and my stomach hurt a lot. Less nausea, more stomach aches, and that's kind of all I had noted for week 3. So just an adjustment week. Everything was a little bit off that week. No big deal. And that's kind of like my thought process with all of this. Obviously I have goals I want to hit, but I just try to give myself so much grace and live my life, because for me this weight loss journey is a lifestyle change. This is what I want to maintain, and so I try not to give myself pressure. Hey, one of your best friends got married? No worries. You're going to Vegas? No worries. This is a journey, not a race. And I actually got a comment on one of my TikToks a couple days ago on like a trend, and she was just saying how she really liked how my weight loss was like slow, steady, and progressive. And for me, that was like such a compliment, because that really is what I've been trying to do, is like give myself grace to live my life, to heal, to hit my goals though, and like just have a realistic journey. And so after the 2 vacations, that's kind of where I was at. And week 4, food was hard to eat again. I was still hitting all my macros, but I noticed way less snacking, and like I'm pretty routine with my eating. Like I have my coconut cult at this time, my coffee at this time, I eat breakfast like an hour after that, then I eat lunch around 12:15, then I have dinner at this time. I'm very type A, routine. And in week 4, I had tracked that there was 2 days in a row that I didn't eat lunch until almost 2 o'clock, which is insane for me because I usually eat 2 hours before that. So I did notice that I was eating later, and it was taking me, there was one day it took me 4 hours to finish my coffee. I can finish my coffee in 4 minutes. So the fact that it took me 4 hours, absolutely crazy. And I lost 0.4 more pounds that week. Saturday evening, oh, this was the worst because this was just a couple days ago, so I'm still experiencing it. And it's so weird because my dose is like back to normal, but On Saturday, I woke up and had a stomach ache, which has been like a really big trend, is like nausea and stomach aches. And I woke up and I was like, oh, this is just like a normal stomach ache, nothing new, whatever. And then I like went to the movies and I was sitting there and I had my diet root beer and I was like, I burped, whatever. And I was like, oh no, this is a sulfur burp. Why am I experiencing this? Then I went to bed on Saturday. Sunday, I felt it even more, where I was like, no. And it's weird because I didn't enjoy, like, it was just a weird onset. And then by Sunday night, I was dying. It's been the worst. It's been one of the worst experiences with my sulfur burps and my stomach aches this last week. So we'll dive in more of that. My cat just knocked down a Christmas tree. We'll dive into that more for next month. But we ended off the month with a little bit more weight loss and then also just dying of side effects again. So you can see the roller coaster that we go through even 2 years into this journey. But what's most important is I went on 2 vacations this month and I was still able to get a low on the scale, which is incredible. So I am over 75 pounds down now, which is just crazy. I know I've been like teetering that for a while, but I'm like officially over it, and I think that we're gonna have an exciting update coming for you as well. So today's Thanksgiving. I'm giving myself grace for the first week of week 11, but between the side effects and stuff, we'll see how today goes. And then I also had noted, random, but as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I love to document my journey and have people to relate to on this, because GLP-1 isn't something that a lot of people around me are on, or that I have people to talk about with it, which is totally okay. But I am in the Medicare industry, and if you know anything about Medicare, we are in the annual enrollment period, which is the one time a year traditionally that a beneficiary can like change their insurance, whatever, to start at the first of the year, plan changes, all that good stuff. And I've noticed a lot more of the GLP-1s coming up on people's prescription lists. And so we'll talk about it, and obviously a lot of the times, although there are more cost-effective options out there, it's not a cheap medication to be on. And so there'd be a couple people that were talking to me worried about like their costs and stuff, and I was like, I get it, like I get it. I'm also on that medication, and it was so fun to get to like talk to people that, because some of these people have been our members for years and years and years, and so it was so fun to talk to these people that like I've known forever, and like obviously for the last year when we correspond with them, I don't know their updated medications, and so we were like going on the journey together, and it's so fun to be like, oh, how long have you been on it? Like they'd be like, how much did you lose? I've lost this much. And it was just like a fun thing I was not expecting at work, was just to have so many different like members to relate to this AEP. And I was like, oh, I love that I have someone to talk to about this. So that was a fun little tidbit for my life this month. So that is it. That's all I got for you. Lost weight, side effects back, went on vacation. Really proud of myself for still being able to lose while on vacation. Really proud of myself for giving myself grace, and really proud of myself for being honest with you guys that I messed up my dosage there for a couple minutes, couple weeks, because I'm a human, and you know what? I'm real. I'm gonna share it all. So if I didn't share that I messed up my dosage, then maybe the side effects wouldn't have made as much sense. Losing weight. So hopefully you learn from me, and always read your bottles. Don't forget to check out MinuteMD if you are looking for a new telehealth provider. Also, if you are on semaglutide with a provider and want to switch, you do get your first month for free. So that's pretty cool. If you click the link, it'll tell you all about it. And I will see you guys next month for another freaking update. Good? Bye.